Good morning. Good morning. Assuming that you're reading or listening to this in the morning. I just wanted to pop in here quickly this week because I've been getting a ton of requests around sick pay and handbook updates. And so I just wanted to give a little overview of what is changing about sick pay, how it works, like a couple options that you have, and then also just information about how I'm doing handbook updates next year. So, first of all, the sick pay update is that I'm talking about right now is for California specifically. So, the way that sick pay worked in California previously was that you could have your employees accruing sick pay at a rate of 1 hour for every 30 hours worked. Now, that is still true, but the amounts that your employees have to accrue, regardless of how many hours they work, has changed. So, any employee who works for you in the state of California must have 24 hours of sick pay by their 120th day of employment and must have total, not in addition to, but total of 5 days of sick pay or 40 hours of sick pay by their 200th day of employment. So, practically, how does that work? um, so one way that I think the administratively, the simplest way that my clients are doing this is to issue all 40 hours of sick pay and make it available on the first of the year. That's one option. If that feels like too much, or that doesn't seem affordable to you, or you think you're potentially going to lose some employees between now and the middle of the year, another way that my clients have decided to do this on an ongoing basis is to issue the 24 hours of sick pay at the beginning of the year, and then to give another 16 hours halfway through the year. So that, again, simplifies the administration a little bit. So you do, a chunk at the beginning, a chunk in the middle. If you want to be even more conservative about it, you can do the 1 hour, earning 1 hour of sick pay for every 30 hours worked. And then just make sure that by the 120th day, you bump up the hours to 24 hours. And at the 200th day, you bump up to 40 hours. Now, so those are basically the options that you have. Give it all up front, give it in two chunks, let people accrue, and do two bumps throughout the year. So one other thing to consider is that you must allow employees to carry over up to 80 hours of sick pay, and you can have a cap at 80 hours. So people can't earn any more sick pay than 80 hours. So that's something to consider as you're coming to the end of this year, and allowing people to carry over hours into next year. So if people currently have 40 hours, they have to be able to roll that over into next year and continue to earn. You might currently have a policy that only allows people to have 40 hours. So that's something else to think about as we're going into this transition. Yeah, I think, in this email, I'm going to link to just the different explanations of this on the government website, so you can look at it there. But just in addition to making a decision about how you're going to issue the sick pay and how that's going to be distributed through paychecks, you also want to make sure that your accrual cap is updated in your payroll system as well, so that you don't inadvertently not let people carry over hours that they should have, or inadvertently not give them hours that they should have at the beginning of the year because those caps have increased. if you want to talk through this, I'm have really limited availability over the next week because it's the holidays. But if you're like really in a bind, reach out to me and we can schedule a call in the later part of this week or the first few days of January. What else? Oh yeah, handbook updates. So quite a few people are reaching out about doing handbook updates. And I will be doing handbook updates in February. I'm going to be sending out actually a few emails about this in January, but just to give you guys some information up front, because I am getting a lot of requests about them right now. So the reason that I'm waiting until February to do handbook updates is because I'm going to be attending like 3 or 4 different labor law update seminars in January. So I want to make sure that I have all of the current appropriate information so that we don't miss anything. So that's why I'm waiting until February to do them. But if you would like to get on the books for a handbook update in February, I will. I'm super up for helping with that. Reach out to me and we can hash out the details. All right. Happy holidays. Yeah, and if you need support through this transition, just let me know. I'm happy to help.